Hi folks, how you doing? My name's Clay Francisco. This is podcast number one. Just decided to do it in my car before work and get it over with. I'm part of the Zillennial generation. I do not enjoy doing social media at all. So this is a little bit hard for me, but because I've been a part of the independent community for so long, because I've been a part of open source with JavaScript and all that as a coder, um, even shareware, Apogee software, all that stuff back in the day with Duke Nukem and Wolfenstein. I have always been a part of the open source and independent community, and it's time. It's time to give back. It's time to add to all of those free lessons that I see online that I have used myself to get me to the point where I am at today. So where am I at today? I have my very first short story out at an editor, and I have a custom cover being designed for it right now. It's a 20,000 word short story, so it's definitely not a short story. It's somewhere just under the teensy weensy novella length, but that's where it's at. Because it's my first, I let it be the length it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's a fun little adventure story. It's kind of a Conan-esque desert world run by lizard men. And it's just a standard prison escape story. It's actually kind of fun. I really enjoyed writing it. I enjoy the world. I would love to write more books in that world, but while I am waiting for that guy to get done and be ready to launch, I have been working on another series that I've started. I was a huge BattleTech fan, huge MechWarrior video game fan as a kid, even the BattleTech board games. And so it's a mech book in the future, in a world in America where things have just sort of slowed down. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's about 40,000 words into that story right now. So hopefully it is the end of April 2018 right now. I would like to have that guy done by June. But we'll see how that goes. I'd like to write 2 books this year and then finish out the trilogy next year, because that's what I have slated for it. Right now I'm calling the book Salvage, book 1 of the Steel Earth series. And so we'll see how that guy goes. And so I've got that going. A little bit about myself. I was one of the original unschooled, homeschooled kids, and so was my younger sister and younger brother. And I'm dating a woman with kids now, and I'm realizing I really want them homeschooled. She does too. We would love to teach them at home. Our value sets lie much more in that Washingtonian, let's get in the dirt, let's play with things, let's see how this actually works by pulling it apart, not just memorizing what its components are and regurgitating them. And so that's a huge driver for me right now to break out of my comfort zone, to stop making those excuses and put myself out there. And so that's what I'm doing. And so if you are watching this, thank you for watching this with me. Thank you for participating. If I can help you in any way, contact me below. There should be some contact information down there. And let me know where you're at. I'm right at the beginning. I can't imagine there's too many people behind me in their journeys. But if you are, and I can help, or you think I can help, I will try. Yeah, I'm easy to find on social media. It's Clay Francisco. You can find me on Facebook. I'm everywhere. Hit me up. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to talk to you. Even if you just want to brainstorm story ideas and that sort of thing, I've got way too many story ideas than I will ever be able to write. That is not one of the problems I have. Ideas are a dime a dozen. They are everywhere. I struggle with being an RPG player from back in the day, being a Dungeons and Dragons fan, I world build too much. I spend a lot of my time creating my world just in case my players decide to do something weird. But I don't have players. I have readers now. Will have readers soon. And you get to guide them however you want. You lay the breadcrumbs, you put down the track, and they can't jump it. They're on rails, and you guide them. And so that's a new skill I'm having to build, because I overbuild my worlds right now. I need to scale that back. I'm overbuilding my characters even a little bit right now. Maybe not so much on that aspect. I heard a great, hilarious talk from Jim Butcher, where during some Comic Con, San Francisco Comic Con maybe? Can't remember. Anyway, at a Comic Con where he said that he used character sheets for the Dresden Files, and I loved that. I find myself doing that as well. Not in the full character sheet, but now that I've heard him do it, I feel like I've been given permission, I don't know why, to do that myself. That it is okay to come at this from that angle. You just have to know what the pitfalls are and how to get around them. And so that's where I'm at, is finding that other people, other authors also come from that world. And so if you come from that world as well, if I can share lessons about how to ignore that what if brain that says, but what if my player does, and what if what'll happen if, you know, what if. You can decide. Everything is in your control. So yeah, if I can help with that, please let me know. I would love to share my tips and tricks for getting that back in my brain to be quiet. But anyway, that's me. I've probably taken up about enough of your time. It's about a 7-minute video. I don't want to go over 10 minutes for my first intro. Hi, how you doing? But yeah, that's it. That's me. I've got a short story in the pipe, and I've got a full-length novel that's about halfway done. Well, much more than halfway done. I'm just being slow about it. That's another issue I'm having right now, is drafting. I want to be a pantser. I want to be a pantser. I build out my world. I do the giant Dungeons and Dragons thing, and then I just want to explore. I want to write. I want to play with the characters, and I want to see where things lead me. And I do believe that is a totally valid way to create books, and I think that if in an ideal world, that's what I would do. But we don't live in an ideal world. We live in a world where I have to produce books in a regimented period of time, and that doesn't lead itself towards that sort of regimentation. And so I am doing what I can to focus on outlining and structure. The Steel Earth series, the Salvage book, was started out as a pantser project, was started out in the pantser vein. I just wanted to, and that was actually in fact the goal of it. I wanted to see if I could start a story and finish it by pantsing it, and I can't. I need structure. Well, that's not true. I could, it would take me all year. And I don't want to do that. And so because it would take me all year, I needed to speed up the process, which means I have done research on the snowflake method and anyway, different methods for creating structure and making sure that your outline is what you need it to be before you put it out, but before you start the details, right? Before you start the little nitty-gritty details, plan those scenes, plan it down. I really like the snowflake methodology, not necessarily the actual implementation, but the idea that you permutate, you iterate through different versions, right? And every time you get down to a finer grained detail, I really love that, and it makes sense. And so I am doing what I can to kind of go back over my work with that book and restructure things and make sure I'm not missing anything for this for my first full-length novel. yeah, but anyway, that's who I am. My name's Clay Francisco. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, my contact information will be down below. And once I start actually putting books out, book links will come. All right. Thank you very much.